Evdoxia, and this is Evdoxia Make. Welcome back. It's coming to you from Finland, from the capital metropolitan area. Apologies in advance for my voice. I'm a little bit sick, but I wanted to film that that episode for you. And this is actually going to be the first knitting podcast of mine for this year. Yeah, and what you can expect? Evdoxia Make is here to discuss everything what I'm crafting, reading, or living in this part of the world from me. You can find me on Instagram and on Ravelry as that's as Evdoxia. Everything that we're going to talk about is going to be down in the description box, so you can find any pattern links and names or yarn that I have used. You can always ask me in the comments. And today we're going to be talking about FOs, weaves, and books actually. One FO, a lot of whips, or some of them that I'm actually actively working upon, and it is everything that I want to finish in these upcoming weeks. First whip that we're going to be talking about, it's actually not a whip, it's a finished object, an FO. And it's something that I showed in my previous episode, and it's nothing else other than the tomato sweater. Yes, it is finally finished in all of its glory, and if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen it how much I have been wearing it already. I finished it over the holidays, and this is a pattern from Studio Klara. And I was very happy to test knit it. I made it some information. So I made it in 4.5mm needles using Novita 7 Brothers or Site 7 Veljesta, and finished in this pink and red and green for the stems of the tomatoes. Yeah, the stems is made out of the tomatoes is duplicate stitch, and I enjoyed it a lot. Even though it took a lot of time to make, especially the duplicate stitch part, which I have also made in my cardigan number 9 that I custom made it for my Taylor Swift concert. And I was very familiar of how to make the duplicate stitch and everything, and I was also familiar and equipped with a lot of patience because it takes a lot of time. It gets it gets enjoyable the more that you go on, because it's quite repetitive and everything. But yeah, it was just a big piece. I think this is the biggest piece of duplicate stitch that I have ever done, because in my number 9 cardigan I have actually done smaller pieces to represent its album. I'll try to put a picture here so you can see it. But yeah, this had a little bit of a more unique construction for me, first time that I have made it. And it has a little bit of a drop shoulder, but it's also raglan increases. I really like it how it sits on me. I will put some pictures to see how it is, how it wears, and I 100% recommend it to make it. So if you love tomatoes like me, this is something for you. Yeah, so I actually finished the sleeve hours before my flight back to Finland from Greece, where I was there visiting my holidays, and I wore it unblocked because I didn't have the time, and I blocked it. I wanted to wear it to save space in my luggage. Didn't exactly happen because my luggage was still overweight. Anyways, didn't pay anything, thank God. Yeah, but anyways, it was lovely, and thank you so much, Klara, for letting me test knit this pattern for you, and the group of people there was lovely. And I have actually had troubles of not reaching out to wear it all the time, but yeah, I try to alternate. So first, this is the first, it's actually the first whip FO of the year. Wow. And it's the only one. I haven't made any progress whatsoever. My mind has been a little bit scattered here and there with stuff and ideas and everything that is brewing in my mind, and with yarns, and it kind of reflects also in my knitting. My fridge is flying all over the place. Excuse it, it didn't go as it was supposed to go. Anyways, we're gonna move on now to the things that I want to finish in the upcoming weeks. And the first one, let me put this aside, actually, that's it here. First one is this lovely logo that I have also shown it to you in my previous episode. The lovely Calendula sweater by Emma Mauer that I'm test knitting, and when I showed it to you back in December it was just like a very small start of it, but now at least I have made quite a little progress, but I'm a little bit late. I'm currently, like, the Calendula has like this lovely cut out detail here, this lovely cut out detail, and I'm currently doing the neckline, which you do like kind of like it's a double and it's folded, and then I just have the sleeves, which I estimate that I should be able like to finish this weekend, or I want to finish this weekend, because from the moment that I saw the sweater on Emma's profile on Instagram, I was obsessed, and I just want to wear it. I think it's going to be such a nice piece like for my wardrobe, and I'm very happy to say that this was Stas yarn. And what yarn I'm using? I'm using this lovely, that I forgot from Laurel Knits, that I forgot completely what's the name. So it's MCN Sport in the color Iris, and the MCN Sport is 100 grams, 262 meters per 100 grams, and it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon. It's super smooth and silky. I guess I can put this back. I will put that here. Super smooth and silky. I think that Molly, the only problem that I might be facing is yarn chicken, because I don't think anymore Laura is stocking this yarn. And my friend Hieno might have some leftovers from something that she made, so hopefully I have this 100 grams and then this, and I'm not going to use the whole thing for the neckline, so I think it should be kinda enough, or I'm hoping it's gonna be enough. Pray to the yarn gods for me to be enough. Yeah, but I'm so happy that I actually used like Stas yarn to make something, because I had this in my Stas since September of 2022 or 23, and for something else, but then this something else never came. And when I got into the call, I was searching, looking, like what could I use, what could I buy, of course, and then I remembered, like, wait, I have this that is very close like to the original yarn for this. I'm like, yes. I don't exactly remember the original yarn, but I think it was quite affordable as well. I will try to put it into the description below. Yeah, so I'm making this in 4mm needles and 3 for everything else, and it's going very nicely. So I'm estimating to finish this week. This is priority knitting right now. Priority number 1. Okay, next I have this tube. This tube of a thing, which is actually the Berlin scarf by Paola Knits. I always forget like the name. I will put it in the description and somewhere here, and how actually it looks. Ooh, so this is the Berlin scarf. It has tassels. I saw it for the first time like knitted up in Army Yarns here in Herttoniemi in Helsinki, one of my favorite knitting stores, yarn stores in Helsinki. And I saw it there in a very nice blue, and I really liked it. And I was like, ooh, this is a very nice thing, because it is made in the round, so it is double as you wear it. It should be like something like this when it is finished. So it should be very warm, and I actually don't have something like that. The yarn fell. So yarn, it's bursted alpaca from Sadness Yarn, and in this colorway, which I don't know which colorway it is, but in this very nice poppy reddish thingy. And this was I started this in the summer, and it was supposed to be, it was my custom for the Olympics, while to knit it as I was watching the Olympics. And my plan was to, by the ending ceremony, by the closing ceremony, I would have finished it. Yeah, guess what? No, I haven't, like as you could see here. I did a very good progress. I think I'm around 1 meter, 120, I'm not quite sure, something like that. So yeah, it's just basically knitting in the round in 7mm needles, so it's quite thick, goes quite fast, and I really love the color. And I have been seeing like online scarves, or I saw from one friend like of mine on Instagram wearing a very nice scarf, and I asked her like, did you make it, is there a pattern? And they're like, no, I've bought it for somewhere. And I was like, oh no, la la la. So this is just perfect. It's a perfect pop of color to put like over like a very mundane easy coat, and just elevates it just because of the color. So I'm very excited to finish it, and it shouldn't take that long. I mean, yes, I have until 180, and then I have the tassels, but the tassels are made like with, I think if I'm not mistaken, they are I-cord, don't remember anymore, but it is something easy. It's not like tassels that you have to make like by yourself. Yeah. Ooh, what I'm estimating this to finish, I'm estimating this to finish it next week. Like next week. I want first, like as I said, priority number 1 is the Calendula that's over here, and then I want to start finishing this, preferably before the end of February or before the end of the winter. But yeah, we live in Finland and in the Nordics, and we never know when the winter is going to end, so I think I still have some time like to wear it. We actually got some snow, even though we had a little bit of a spring January. Winter has been a little bit weird in Finland this year, but yeah, anyways, at least in the south, like in the capital area. But yes, so this is the Berlin scarf, and I'm hoping to finish it by the end of next week. What else? What else? Ooh. I think I'm gonna stay on the territory of, let me put this back. Yeah, usually there. Very messy, very nice. I think I'm gonna stay in the territory of accessories, and I'm gonna go to something that you actually saw. You saw it last time, and you're gonna see it again, and nothing happened since you saw it. This is the Fair Isle Mitten MKALendar. So it was a mystery knit along during the as an advent during the month of December until the 25th. I did the, so this is the left hand, right hand, left hand. So this is the left hand. I did follow along very nicely. It was very engaging. I was obsessed of like going next clue. Because it was like small, very doable for every day, and this is completely out of leftovers. Like this is the bag that I have all of my leftovers in, with it in 2.5mm needles, and you just pick and mix whatever with your whatever colors you want. So it's a little bit of a close up into there. Yeah, and it was going very well. Until my traveling came along and I started focusing into other projects, mainly like my tomato sweater and then my calendula, and this was like left aside. But the reason why I want to finish it like soon and I'm picking it up is because I have a need for mittens like this. For mittens, I don't have like this mittens that you can pop off and on. And so you don't have to take out your full mitten to write like on your phone and everything. And I seem to have misplaced my mitten somewhere. I can't find them anywhere. I have searched like where I have like all of my knits and stuff. I can't find them anywhere, and it's a mystery. So I really need mittens because it's quite cold, and then I just don't wear and stuff my hands in my pockets. But it's not always like the ideal thing to do. So this is why it's going priority. Yeah, it's a little bit wobbly as you see it now, but I think like with a good wash, it's going to be blocking. It's going to be super fine. There was a few combinations that I super like and a few of them that I didn't like at all, and I don't think I'm going to repeat. The other the other hand, it's a whole other kind of like design. So I'm actually not gonna follow like the sequence that I have here. I'm gonna do my new ones, whatever I come with. Maybe some of them will be repeated, but I will try to come up with new ones and exclude some of the colors. And this is gonna go inside, like this floppy thing like here. This is gonna be folded like inside and sewn in, so the end is gonna be like that. So yeah, a lot of them means a little bit of necessity, a little bit of very nice things that I cast on. I was very excited and I just want to finish them. And some of them are a little bit of some obsession with colors and what is going on around in the clothing stores. It's going to be my next whip. My next whip doesn't have a pattern. The pattern is completely by me and my obsession with some specific colors I'm gonna get to. Let's talk about first like maybe the inspiration, maybe what started everything. So in the summer I dove into the series of Boys of Tommen by Chloe Walsh. I hope I pronounce it correctly. So if you don't know, it's like quite famous series of binding 13, keeping 13, saving 6, redeeming 6, and taming 7. And that's kind of like the numbers of the people that they are inside the books. They're rugby players. Rugby players, not all of them, and they are also playing another Irish sport. Not that the rugby is Irish. All of the books takes place in Cork, near Cork in Ireland. Oh my god, brain fog from my sickness. Anyways, and it's high school with a little bit of quite hard topics, and I know that there has been quite a controversy regarding the books and the writer and the author. So yeah, I quite liked the series, even though like especially the two middle books, Saving number 6 and Redeeming number 6, was super difficult to read, and not that the binding and keeping number 13 was easy. No, it deals with a lot of like hard topics of family like abuse, home abuse, and alcoholic parents, drug abuse, and everything. So it has like quite a lot of hard topics. But these books fueled a lot my love for rugby t-shirts. And I think either the algorithms are listening to me, I think they are, but they have also made a comeback into stores and into styling in general. So I was completely on for that look. So that's the love of why I like the rugby, maybe why I like the design, and the why I like this design. The other part is my obsession with burgundy. I have a very not healthy relationship with burgundy. I want to knit everything in burgundy. I buy burgundy yarn left and right, and I was, again, two Saturdays ago, I was in Army Yarns again, and I was just looking at the heavy merino of Knitting for Olive, and I was telling to my friend Jenno and Sara that they were there. Like, actually, I have never tried this. Have you? And they have both tried it and really liked it. And of course, I looked at the Bordeaux, Burgundy, whatever. Like, I'm obsessed for the whole color scheme. And I was thinking like, oh, I will buy it, I will make a vest, I will make this. And then, I don't know, we're just like talking and everything, and I just look up and I find this blue and I see this blue. And in my mind, they completely clicked. I was like, yes, this, I need to make something striped. And yeah, if you have seen like in my channel or have seen like on Instagram, you could also, I have not also have very healthy obsessions with stripes. So I have started my first actually dropped solder. Doesn't look like a lot, it actually looks super messy right now. My first drop solder Rugby Inspired Pullover that I'm making, and I have just joined in the round. I actually have done more, like a little bit in the round, but I had to rip back because I realized that I joined in the wrong place to make like the stripes in the end. But yeah, I'm wanting to have like here, I wanted to have like a collar. I bought like white, which I forgot to bring. But yes, and this is what's going on. I'm obsessed. Like, I really love the colors together, and I think it goes by the vision that I had. But of course, I would like to knit like a little bit more here, and then do the collar, because then I will be able like to have a look of how it looks exactly. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about it. It's going to be quite oversized, I have to say. And it's just something like a pattern that I make along. I do take notes. I'm not sure if I'm going to make like a pattern out of it or anything, but I do take notes if I ever want to replicate it. I maybe make it better, to at least have somewhere to look at. And that being said, I actually should make the notes for the fronts, which I haven't done. It lives in my mind somewhere. But yeah. Ooh, when I would like to finish this, well, as soon as possible, but it's not. I try to prioritize between, like, of course, like test knit and then like my own needs. I would say maybe the first weeks of March, I think it would be a very good estimate. I'm not, as you can already see, I'm not exactly a monogamous knitter. I like to dip my toes in different things all the time, and I cast on all over the place, and our house is exploding with my whips and my makes, and I just take over the whole couch. Raise your hand if you're also doing the same to your partners or to your family. Yeah, life living with crafters, I have to say. I'm really annoyed in my fridge. Oh. Anyways, so that is all for my Rugby pullover. Very, very excited. I will put you right here. And now we're gonna have like a little bit of an honorable mention, because I'm very, very excited for this that is coming. I don't think I have ever shown this on YouTube, but it has been all over my Instagram, and you probably like know about it. This is actually my own design that I envisioned in the end of August, or no, in the beginning of August actually. We visited Turku for the first time. Turku is a city in the west of Finland, like west-south, and it was actually the first capital of Finland. It was very nice. I've never been before. My partner has been there, and I absolutely love it. And of course, like, since I knew that I'm gonna be there, of course I had to make a visit to Mílo yarn. It's the yarn shop there. And as I was just like browsing around, I found this super nice mohair that was Aara Hieno. It's their own lovely hand-dyed yarns. That it was in the most perfect brat green. I bought it, and I had no idea what I'm gonna make with it, but I was like, I have to have it. So that was my souvenir from Turku, and it came out being this. I always want to have like kind of like of this cardigan with like the big collars, but I couldn't find like anywhere like a pattern for it and everything. And then I was talking to my friend Jennu and Jessie. I was like, I'm gonna make it myself. Then I psyched myself super bad of thinking like, oh, I don't know how to calculate sort rows, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, la 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 la. And then at the same time to myself I was like, one step at a time. Let's make just the bag, and then we think like about what, how, and everything. We can search on the internet, we can ask some friends, we can go find books on the library about like knitting constructions and everything. So this is how it went, like step by step by step. And I have named it Milo Cardigan. Milo in Greek means apple, and it's because of the color. It really reminds me of those. And I have bought like this super nice buttons from Army Yarns. There's this pigeon something. I'm super bad with names nowadays. What happened? I will put it somewhere there. They're super lovely, and I chose them like to be this flower design because since the name of the cardigan it's Mílo, and apple trees have actually very nice when they bloom they have very nice flowers, if you have ever seen it, and that's why I put like this these flower buttons to remind me like to have like an ode to the apple and the name of like of the whole cardigan. This first was made with Aara Hieno in the color that I forgot, and Austerman Lace Merino Hold Double. And then my friend was like pushing me, was like encouraging me. I was like, what do you think about making a pattern? This is so nice. What do you think of making a pattern? And it was very lovely, like also like sleeves and very nice details all over, if I say so myself. So we were in Tampere for the craft fair back in November, and we were also visiting Ilo had their own booth there, so I came up to Joona, that is one of the dyers and owners of Ilo, and I said to her, after I signed myself up to go to do that, I said like, hey Joona, we're really interested to collaborate with me, like to sponsor me like for some yarn to make another Milo cardigan completely out of the Aara yarn, and also release like a pattern with it. To which they said yes, and I was like, oh my god, I couldn't believe it. It was like this moment that ask and you shall receive. And then we're discussing, like I sent her an email and we're discussing like about the colors and the genius that they are over there at Aara and Ilo. I will put this like here. They came up with this loveliness. So yeah, this is a little bit of like an ad or sponsored, I don't know, because I received this for make like another sample for myself and to make a pattern out of it as well. So this doesn't have like a name because it was completely like made for that, and it's right now the color is on Erilainen and the era is like 000, like so the lot, because I think I'm the first one like to have them, and this is called Valke. I'm not quite sure if they have it or if they are experimenting with it, but this is how it is. It has like this, we came with this peachy pink reddish, like with some orange undertones to go like with the other apples, like the more reddish or like more pinkish. There's like, you know, these apples that they're a little bit like more peachy, and I'm completely in love. When they came last week, I died. It was completely up my alley. I was like, I think it's going to be such a nice like two colors like to have in between, and they go with each other. And if you have seen actually my Stephen West MKAL from this year, yeah, it has a little bit of resemblance. I have something with green, this kind of green, bread green, and a little bit of like of orange, pinky orange. I went to the library on the weekend and I caked them up. I don't have my own winder, but thank God that the library has a winder and a ball winder and a sift, so I went there, and of course I was an exhibition piece for everybody passing by, because I was just there like winding my yarn and everybody was like, oh, it's always fun to see. And I'm gonna be swatching this week. I'm gonna swatch to see if the gauge is gonna stay the same and make it actually will be. I have written the pattern, and I will be looking for test knitters, so keep an eye out both on my Instagram and on my community tab here on YouTube if you would be interested. Yeah, so this is another Milo cardigan in the making, and also kind of like priority. Everything I make, it's a priority. I need to do something. I will try to go with the categorization I did. But yeah, this is kind of a priority because I want to make the sample and have the test call as well. So yeah, keep an eye out if you would be interested. And next we are going to talk a little bit about books that I have just there. So I'm gonna leave this loveliness just here, because actually my books and my yarn are matching. Book time. I've been reading quite a lot, I have to say. Quite a lot and quite much, even though I had like a little bit of test with my Finnish classes and everything, but managed to read a lot. And I told you that my yarn and my books match. Completely told you. I don't know how I did it, but yeah, I did it. But first, I would like to mention the one series that I have been obsessed. Actually, first of all, I became an e-reader girly back in November. I decided to buy myself, or not buy, I used the gift card that my partner has gifted me for Christmas last year, so 2023 to going 2024. But I was thinking if I want to use it for an e-reader or for a camera to save up a little bit and top up, and in the end I decided to go for an e-reader because I checked like the sales for a camera on Black Friday, and then in the end I was like, no good sales like for me right now, let's go and get an e-reader. And I did. I got myself like a Kobo Clara black and white. And the reason I got Kobo, one was like because the gift card had to be from it was from a specific store that they were selling that, and the other reason was because Kobo had the connectivity with the libraries, with Libby especially, and that was one of my criteria, which in the end didn't exactly matter because the libraries here in Finland, and especially like in the ones in Helmet that they belonged like, so Espoo, Helsinki and Vantaa that belong in the same, they stopped their subscription with Libby. So that was like short-lived. They managed to use it for like a month and something, and they have moved to another app that currently don't have the connectivity, but they are working on it. Anyways, so I have been reading, as you can see here, the Zodiac Academy. I am a neck head deep into Zodiac Academy universe. I had a little bit of a rough start, I have to say, with the first one. Although my friend Evdoxia, thank you so much Evdoxia for pushing me to read these books. You are completely right, I have to say that. She was telling like, go on and everything. So by the second, like, and the first one I was not very convinced, but I'm not exactly a quitter, so I want to just go in on the series, and I decided to keep going on. And by the second one I was obsessed. I was like already hooked. I want to go like, go the next, and currently I'm on the 6th. It is the Zodiac Academy 6 Faded Throne. The authors are Peckham and Susanne Valenti. If you like fantasy and romance and multi-creatures, because it's not like just one or only fae, they are fae, but they are shifters into different like categories, orders as they call it there. Main characters, I mean there are a lot, but the main characters are the two twin sisters, Tori and Darcy, and their navigation into the fae world that they didn't know that they belonged to. The plot is like all over the place. I would just have to put my reactions to it, because I was reading like especially on the 4th that everything like goes, yeah, it goes. I was reading in the metro, and if you were sitting next to me, like it was so funny because I was like reading, I was like this, I was like, oh my god, and then I was like, in the points I was like, no, and then my eyes were like, I sent like some reactions to my friend. I will put in there, they're hilarious. He said that by the end of, when I finished like the whole series, which is actually 9 books, She said that she wants to make a video of all of my reactions because we have been messaging back and forth almost daily because of that. Yeah, I would recommend if you like fantasy and romance and a little bit of more dark elements. Not a lot, but has a little bit. So tread carefully, read the warning signs if you want to read it. So one is that, and I have been enjoying it a lot, like my Kobo. I really like that I can annotate, I can put some small, it does this very cute thing that if you want to save the page, you tap it in the corner here, and it does a small dog ear. It is so cute, and I really like that I can also underline or highlight things. Super comfy, also like to read when I'm in bed and I don't want to bother my partner, or when we are driving and it's already night, in Finland from 4. Nowadays it's actually 4:30, so wow. But in November, December it's at 3. So when we would drive back, I could barely do anything because light, it's not very nice to drive with some kind of light on. So this has been quite handy to have now that we have been driving. My very short review. Let me know if you want to know more about the Kobo, and I will tell you, but just let me know in the comments. But moving on, this is my next 3 reads. It is You with a View by Jessica Joyce, Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison, and Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. Hopefully I read this correct. From these 2 authors, I have read books from them before. This is a new author for me, if I'm not mistaken. So these are all of them, as you could see. These are all library loans, and I have until the 19th. So this is going to be my reading priority, even though I'm super neck deep with Zodiac Academy. So yeah, but this is going to be my next read. All of them are romance, and the Mixed Signals actually part of of a series, but you can also read them standalone, it's small town thing. This is, I think, it's a little bit enemies becoming to lover, or strangers, and this, I think, it's around the same thing. I will come back with reviews with them before I return them, if you would be interested. So far I have read, I think, around 12 books, and I can do a review. Maybe I can just do monthly reviews of the things that I read, if you would like. I really like books, and it's something that gets me going, so I'm going to include it also to my channel. But yeah, other than that, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. You could comment, let me know in the comments if you have read Zodiac Academy, if you want to read it, or what do you think about it, if you're in the process, or if you have read any of those books, any kind of recommendation. Also any kind of patterns, really. It's very nice to have. Maybe I could do a video of your most asked patterns, or that you make most popular from you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!